Hi, my name is Tracy Matthews. I'm the liaison to the Business Advocacy Committee of the Campbell County Chamber of Commerce. And I'm here with Heidi Gross, who's running for City Council, Ward Seat 3. And so Heidi, why don't you introduce yourself to us?
Thank you, Tracy. Thank you very much for having me today. So my name is Heidi Gross, and I am running to be your next councilwoman for Ward 3. I've lived here in Gillette for 33 years. I raised my children here, and I'm very blessed that my two beautiful grandchildren are here as well. So I worked in the coal industry for about 20 years in a conveyor service company, did some outside sales work, human resources, safety, operations, I wore a lot of different hats. And then I've been the executive director at the Gillette College Foundation this is my 9th year.
Awesome. So Heidi, do you support Penny Power? And if so, are you willing to support it as part of your campaign?
Absolutely, I support Penny Power. We've done a lot of great things with the revenue that we get from Penny Power. It's important for people to remember also that not only are the Campbell County and Gillette residents paying that optional 1% tax, the visitors that come into Gillette also pay that 1% tax. I don't have the most recent statistics, but I know that in 2020, that about 71% of the city revenue from that Penny Power tax was spent on infrastructure repairs. And then we also support a lot of nonprofits here in the community with Penny Power funds as well. So I think it's important that we have that tax so we can continue to support those different areas. And I absolutely support that and will support it as part of my campaign.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So Heidi, thinking long term, where do you want to see Gillette in the next 20 years, and what is your plan to make that vision happen?
Okay, so in the next 20 years, I would love to see 4-year programs at Gillette College. I think that would be great for our community and give more people an opportunity to earn a bachelor's degree while living here in Gillette. I'd also like to see some increased access to child care, more opportunities for single parents to be able to go to college or work outside the home if they could find more affordable and just more childcare options. Also, I think it would be great if we had more air service options here. I know we certainly are very lucky that we do have the airport that we do, but it would be nice to expand that as well. And then also more housing options here in Gillette would be nice as well. There are very few houses on the market right now, and apartments are at a premium. And so I think that as the city moves forward, they need to look at the zoning and make sure that we're getting things in place so we can start building more houses and get the infrastructure in place.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
So what policy changes or investments are necessary to encourage broader employment?
Well, I think overall, what the city needs to do is invest in those areas that it makes good economic sense to do so. You know, we've heard a lot of information about carbon-based technology. I think it's important to continue to support our legacy industries, coal, oil, and gas. But we also need to take a look at these other opportunities out there for carbon-based technologies. I'm very excited about the possibility of the Pronghorn Industrial Park being built. I know that's not or for sure yet, but it looks the chances of that EDA grant being approved and the county getting that funding, I think, is very exciting for the community. So again, I think it's important to support those things that make sense long-term for the city of Gillette. We need to think more long-term and not just short-term. Think about the things that are really going to benefit us moving forward in the future.
What do you see as the most pressing needs for infrastructure or capital projects?
So again, I think kind of that Pronghorn Business Park, I think, is huge. And so again, if we do get that EDA funding, or the county, I should say, gets that EDA funding, hopefully we'll be able to continue to expand that. Because a lot of businesses, when they do want to come into Gillette, they don't want to have to wait years to come in here and have to wait for infrastructure to be built. I look at what they did over in Sheridan. They built an industrial park, and they were able to attract a lot of businesses by doing that. It just helps businesses come in here when they know that it's not going to take as long as it would if we didn't have any infrastructure in place.
And then what city departments have you been to in the last year, and what have you learned about their different services?
Okay. Probably administration. I've met with both the city administrator and county administrator in the past. I haven't been to any specific departments here in this city, but if I am elected this coming November, I certainly will make that a priority to visit all the departments in the city. I think it's good to have an understanding of what the different departments do, but I also think it's important that city council members realize that their role is to fund and appoint and oversee, but you need to make sure that the day-to-day operations of those departments, that you're hands off and you leave that to the directors that are running those departments.
And lastly, Heidi, if there's anything that you want the voters of Campbell County to know about that I haven't asked you, this would be your time.
Okay, thank you, Tracy. I guess I just wanted to say I am familiar with public meeting laws and public funding. I'm just finishing up my term on the Public Land Board. So while being on the Land Board, I learned a lot, and also about the importance of collaboration between the city and the county. I think that's very important to make sure that we are doing things, working together, and we're not duplicating services, because that saves both entities taxpayer dollars. So I'm also very fiscally prudent. As the foundation director at Gillette College, it's my job to manage millions of dollars of assets. And so I do that very carefully and always per policy. And so I just want folks to know that I am very fiscally prudent and practice very sound policies when it comes to spending dollars, be it taxpayer dollars as the land board or in the foundation.
Thank you.
Thank you for asking me that.